All right, so last time we were digging into the Gita's chapter 8. We covered two really big ideas. One, that your state of consciousness at the moment of death really matters. And two, that this final state isn't random. It's built through a lifetime of where you put your attention. So now Krishna brings up a few concepts that, let's be honest, get misunderstood all the time. Time, these so-called paths after death, and what liberation really is. It's so easy to take this stuff literally, thinking about cosmic schedules or different routes to heaven. But what Krishna is actually getting at is way more psychological and a lot more precise.
And this really boils down to one huge central question, doesn't it? Is your ultimate freedom, your liberation, actually determined by the clock? Is it all about the specific day or hour you happen to die? It's a pretty wild idea, and it's one that has caused a ton of confusion over the centuries.
So you basically got these two completely different ways of looking at it. On one hand, there's the literal view, which sees the whole thing as this cosmic rule book. It's like if you die at just the right auspicious time, you get a reward. It's all about heavenly routes, strict schedules, and a system of reward and punishment. But then you have the Gita's much deeper view, the one Krishna is really pointing us towards. And this one is completely internal. It has nothing to do with calendars and everything to do with your state of mind, the direction of your attention, and whether you're living in a state of clarity or a state of confusion.
Okay, so let's actually decode this, shall we? We're going to break down what Krishna really means when he talks about time and paths, because these aren't literal rules that the universe has to follow. They're a symbolic language, a framework for helping us understand our own consciousness.
First up is time, or kala. Now, when Krishna starts talking about the cycles of day and night or light and darkness, this is not astrology, not at all. It is a brilliant metaphor. Think of it like this. Day and light are those moments of expanded awareness, right? When you feel clear, you're insightful, totally present. And night and darkness, well, that's the opposite. That's when your consciousness kind of contracts and you find yourself falling back into those old, limiting habits and patterns of thought. So you see, it's all about the movement of your own mind.
And then we've got the two paths, or marga. Again, these are not physical highways to heaven or hell. They simply represent the orientation of your attention, where you're pointed. One path is pointed toward clarity, toward freedom. The other path, well, it just leads back to attachment and the same old repetition of patterns. And here's the most important part. There's no external judge needed here. You are the one setting the direction with your own focus.
Okay, so this brings us to the real heart of the matter. We're about to see how this all builds up to a really radical shift in thinking. It's time to bust the big myth that your liberation is just a matter of cosmic timing or fate. We're shifting from depending on fate to taking full responsibility for our own understanding.
And here it is. This is the common misunderstanding that trips up so many people. It's this belief that, hey, if I can just manage to die at the right astrological moment, I'll automatically be free. But you see how that turns liberation into a total game of chance, right? It makes it something completely outside of our own control.
But Krishna just flat out rejects this idea. He makes it crystal clear that your real freedom does not depend on the hour of your death, some cosmic calendar, or whether the conditions are favorable. All of those external things, they're totally irrelevant to what actually matters.
So what does it depend on? Well, here it is. It depends entirely on one thing: the end of ignorance. Just think about that for a second. If that misunderstanding about who you really are is still there, no perfect timing in the universe can save you. You'll just carry that confusion right along with you. But if your clarity is complete, if you have genuine self-knowledge, then time has no more power over you. It can't bind you anymore.
And this, right here, is the most empowering part of this whole chapter. This isn't just some abstract philosophy about what happens after you die. This is all about applying this wisdom right here, right now, today. Freedom isn't some reward that you have to wait for. It's a possibility that is available to you in every single moment. So how does it begin? Where do you even start? Well, it starts with getting real clarity about your true identity. It's something you cultivate through steady, consistent attention. It grows stronger as you practice releasing your attachments, and it becomes real. It becomes lived when you finally integrate what you know with how you act. You see, liberation is an active process you engage with right now. So when Krishna says that some people do not return, he's not talking about escaping existence or just vanishing into thin air. He's describing a state of completion. Not returning simply means you're free from the compulsion of your past patterns. There's no more unresolved business, no more attachments pulling you outward, no more confusion that forces you to repeat the same old cycles over and over and over again. You can still act, you can still express yourself, but the bondage, that feeling of compulsion, is gone.
This is the one point to really let sink in. Death, by itself, doesn't grant you freedom. It doesn't grant you anything. It's just a transition. True, lasting freedom comes from understanding, that deep, unshakable insight into the nature of yourself and reality. And that is the work. And it's work we do while we're alive.
And let's just end with this. Time is only the container. It doesn't do the heavy lifting for you. The clock ticking down isn't what magically sets you free. Insight does. The clarity that you cultivate, moment by moment, day by day, that is the key. The real power isn't in the calendar. It's right inside your own consciousness.